Okay, in today's video, I'm going to share a pretty cool story with you about a pretty cool item. So if you remember, I went to an estate sale a week or two ago, and it's the one where my wife bought a bunch of stuff, probably paid a little bit too much, but I got some really cool items for $70, and this being one of them. And what this is a sailor's tool, and what it has on it is one of these marlin spikes, I believe it's called, to open the knots up. It's got a thing here where you can cut line or fishing line or string with that. And it has a really nice blade on it, as you can see here. So at that estate sale, my wife started chatting with the homeowner's son, who was, I guess, responsible for selling a lot of these items. Boy, that's stiff. And she let him know I like a lot of tools, because he was mentioning how about the tools and how his dad loves tools and he has so many tools, and I guess he was moving, the dad, and had no place for all these tools. And I actually ran into him and he was curious if I liked the tools I got. And so long story short, he knew I had a YouTube channel, so I guess he found the video I made, and he said he sent me an email saying they really loved the video, they got a lot of chuckles out of it, and they thought it was great. But he said, hey, I didn't realize I left that sailor's tool with the engraving on it, and that would really mean a lot to me if I could have that back. And I said, absolutely, you could have it back. And my channel is all about people having items and tools because they have nostalgia and they have sentimental value, and the last thing in the world I would ever want is a tool or an item of somebody's that had that much value to them, especially more than it ever had to me. And he said the RLIR is for Race Long Island Around or something like that, and it was his dad's, and I guess he was on the crew and he was given this. So he offered to buy it back. He said, I'll buy it back from you, or I'll do a trade. And I'm not interested in getting any money for this from somebody that has so much sentimental value for it. I just, my concern was just getting this back to him. But I did say, hey, if a trade would be great, but don't inconvenience yourself. Not a super necessity. But he said, no, I'll gather up some stuff and we'll do a trade. So he's coming in a little bit, and I'm looking forward to seeing what I'm getting. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to getting this back to him. So what I did is I cleaned it all up, as you can see here. I got in there with a little flitz. I flitzed it up. It had some rust on the blade originally. Just hit it very lightly on the fiber wheel, not touching the blade, but just this part here to get the rust off, the little bit of light surface rust. Flitz that, and then hit everything with a coat of maxi film. Got in there with some Q-tips, cleaned it all out, got a nice layer of maxi film on there that will protect this and preserve this for many years to come. So, all right, I'll resume the video and I'll let you know how the handoff went. So what I'm going to do is just pull out a bunch of these items. I did take a quick look at them with the gentleman, as he was like, kind of just wanted to make sure I was good with what he was trading me. And I said, I'm sure it's just fine, and some really cool stuff in here. So let me lay it out and I'll share it with you. So the first item here is one of these pony clamps, and I got one of these in the original haul. And here it is. And I said in that haul, hey, I wish I would have found the other one of these. I could have really used two. I like having clamps in two. And this is big. Opens up 4 inches. It's at least 10 inches long. Made in the USA. And I guess he saw that in the video. And now I got the matching clamp. Another clamp. I just never seen nothing like this before. If anybody knows what type of clamp this is, let me know. It doesn't have any, I guess it's got a patent number on it. I could always refer to that to see. It says right arm on this here. It's made in the USA. It says Alston Engineering. I don't know if it's meant to be, it's got to be a clamp, but the way it works is you pull it and it slides. I don't know. I've never seen nothing like that before. I guess you could use it kind of like you would a normal corner clamp. Maybe you could clamp it on something. I don't know. I thought that was really unique and cool. It's kind of like an alloy. It's not heavy. If anybody knows what that's used for, let me know in the comments section. And then a pony clamp. This here is, what they call a miter clamp. And it's got 4 steel pieces in it. So you could clamp there the 4 steel pieces. And it's meant to really clamp things like a draw or a picture frame when gluing. As you can see, it's got a UPC on it. I would estimate it's probably from the 80s, maybe early 90s, but kind of's got a cool look on it. You know, from like that vintage look. I think that was just kind of what they were trying to do, is make it look like it was from the 60s or so. But that's a made in the USA clamp. That's really cool. And I love it when it's got the old pricing on it. I mean, look at that, $12.49 in the 80s or 90s. And you'll see that here again. Look at this cool old bevel. It was probably used once, added a package, so he taped it back in so he would have it. There's the price, $5 on this. The package says 1981 on it, and that's the New Britain, Connecticut factory where most of the Stanley stuff was done. It's got a proof of purchase on it, like I said, with a UPC. So from 81, this is probably, I don't know, they used the same packaging for several years, maybe into the mid 80s, but $5 was a substantial price for a bevel back then. You could probably get a bevel now for $5 or less at, let's call it, say, Harbor Freight or any of those type of stores. And you know, that's what's driving the U.S. manufacturing out of the country, is that everything's overseas. It's made chintzy or cheap or with cheap labor, and you just don't get good quality stuff, and you don't see USA manufacturing anymore. Nice corner clamp, Stanley USA. Like I said, I know I sound like a broken record, but I love when you can see what things cost. And this was $10. This wasn't cheap for a little corner clamp. Made in the USA. You know, just things were made to last. You know, American workers were getting paid because we were, you know, things cost more money. They were made better, and everybody, it was a win-win situation. Unlike what we find today. We just saw that happen with SK. Don't get me going. Cool screwdriver here. It's nice and straight. Wood handle on it, and it's got this like cool little design. I couldn't get any maker marks on it. It's got this like what they're calling a non-skid, and that's what it says on here. It says non. Let's see if I can get it to focus. It's not. There it is. Non-skid, number 5, and it has got the patent on it. So I'll have to look that up. This is a prime candidate for a resto. Just scrape all that old paint off, put a nice coat of stain on it. Maybe need a tiny little tweaking, but for the most part, super solid. Might need to be straightened just a hair. This will clean up like a dream. And then how about this beauty? This is a beautiful Craftsman. Just an old egg beater hand drill, but it is in beautiful condition. As you can see on here, it says Craftsman D9423, made in the USA. I believe this was made by Stanley, rebranded for Craftsman. And the only thing, it's just got some overspray paint on the inside there, but that could easily come off with some mineral spirits or whatnot. And look at the handle on this. Is this beautiful? It's a wood handle. Look how it unscrews here. Really nice condition, and all the bits are in there. 5 bits. So this is a cool little piece to clean up and have a nice piece of history. And you know, you just don't see them in that great a shape. It's barely used. Seems to work well. Probably needs a little bit of lubing up. All right, let's see what else I got in the bag. All right, and these are just some really nice old wrenches, and these are going to get Resto Rob a little excited, because what these are some old Bonnie wrenches, and as you can see there, that's what that B is. And I just, based on the quick research I just did in about 3 seconds, taking them out of the bag, laying them out here for the video, that symbol there, they used that in the mid 1920s. So this is probably about 1925 for this Bonnie set, and I got you know, pretty much a complete set here. And, you know, it's got all the sizes there from 1/2 inch up to, I think it's 7/8 or 15/16. Let's see, yeah, 15/16, 3/4, 15/16. And look how well these are made. This would just clean up like a dream. I don't think I would restore this, because I really love the vintage look, and they're in such great shape. Maybe just clean up here a little bit, leave the original paint, and just have those on display. So people that love Bonnie, what a beautiful set of Bonnie wrenches. And I think he said that these were his father-in-law, and he said he was never going to use them. And, you know, he was looking to get back that Marlin spike, and he thought that I would appreciate him. So, and I definitely will. I absolutely love this wrench. This might be my favorite thing in the entire haul. It says reverse gear wrench, so I'm kind of curious to do some homework on that and learn about that. 100F, it's a 5/8 and an 11/16, and what a cool looking wrench. And for something that goes back, I'm assuming, I don't know the age on this one, I didn't really look up that, but based on that symbol, and it doesn't say Bonnie on it, this might go back to the mid about 1925 as well. And then this wrench has a V on it. I'm not sure what that means. I didn't look that one up. Obviously, I know Bonnie, and I saw that, and I was like, wow, I just was curious about the years on them. So let's wrap this video up. Some pretty cool stuff. All right, here it all is. It's the first time I've had a reverse tool haul where I purchased something and the person said, hey, I'd love to have it back, and we kind of did a trade here. So pretty cool stuff. Some beautiful wrenches, some really nice clamps, drill, and just glad that he got his Sentimental item back, and I'm glad to have these items, so it was a win-win for everybody. All right, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.